Chase Hockey with a blue futon, and I went to the theater in my home that is, and watched The Wolf of Snow Hollow. My dog's about to spark it, isn't it? And speaking about wolves, kind of a small baby wolf in the background barking, but the wolf, is it a real wolf? Is it just a metaphoric creature, or is it actually a oh happening? Let's find out. The Wolf of Snow Hollow. What's it about? Well, this is about a small town in Utah. It's about a small ski town, and random murders are actually happening. And we have this one cop who's kind of OCD, has an anger management issue, has a pre-alcoholic condition issue in the background. He's trying to support his daughter, his dad, his ex-wife, which he hates, and the other cops on the force. He's trying to be a leader, but it's hard to be a leader when no one is taking your job seriously, no one's taking his town seriously, and no one's really taking these murders seriously. They're thinking, it's a wolf, we got this, let's let the FBI deal with it. But this guy really wants to be the head honcho. He wants to be a leader. He wants to take over his dad. He wants to just be a good person. But it's hard to be a good person when you have anger management issues and you have alcoholism in the background of your head. So, with this movie, did I like it? Yes and no. So this is one of those movies where it starts off so strong, but then you get to the climax, the conclusion, and you realize what happens at the very end of the movie and what happened in between to get there really doesn't match. So with this movie, there is a lot of humor. It's dry humor, guys. So it's not like laugh out loud stuff. There is some good dry humor moments in this movie. If you're not into dry humor, you're probably not going to like this movie. There is some solid gore in this movie, actually, that surprised me, and some interesting surprises when thinking about what's happening in this movie. There are a couple of characters that you'll notice in this show where like I've seen him before, but this is a very low budget movie in that aspect of not a lot of famous actors, but people you will recognize in other stuff for sure. So with this movie though, it was kind of shocking because I really didn't know a lot about this movie, about the Wolf Hollow, Snow Hollow. I want to say Wolf Hollow and Snow Hollow. Of like, I was just thinking it was a metaphoric wolf. No, there's actually a wolf in this movie. And I was so excited. I was like, I fucking love werewolves. I love werewolves movie. We're going somewhere with this. And it's pretty cool. There is some gore elements where like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. We're going there. Okay, interesting. Then you have a lot of the cops that are like, no, this is a real wolf. And the main guy like, no, it's not. And there's a lot of bickering back and forth. And you have the dark comedy elements of the media coming in. And you have WikiLeaks police officer telling it to the media. Then you have some really, really dark humor of what happens with the third killing. Yeah, it's not the second killing, it's the third killing, where it's like almost too dark humor of like you're showing something, then it pans to something behind something else, and you're like, that's fucked up. And so there's stuff like that where it doesn't hit you right, but I think it's supposed to. But the problem is when it doesn't hit you right at that moment is because of the humor and the dialogue as well as the music in the background. With the music in the background, I think that's the worst part because you're like, I don't know if this like uppity beat, should be happening in a cemetery / funeral type of setting. So you just get that element as well. I guess what I said for the negative about the conclusion of what really is happening was kind of a bummer. I was like, I was hoping for something else. But you look at what the conclusion is and what the gore happened, especially with the second killing. Because in the second killing, there's a scene where an arm gets ripped off. So you're like, oh shit, this wolf is for real. But then you get to the conclusion of the story, you're like, that's physically impossible for what just happened. Physically impossible. Same with other stuff that happens with the other killings where you're like, I don't know. And then you just get that kind of where you got to think about it. And there goes Wolf. Had to calm that wolf down. Called Mickey. Anyway, I do not like this lighting at all right now. Like, I do not. Anyway, because I got to get these videos out before I leave, and that's the main thing. But I don't want to spoil a lot about this movie because there is a lot of spoiler-esque elements to this movie because it is a murder mystery of what is happening. Is there a wolf? What is going on in this town? So there's a lot of spoilers I do not want to say, but the writing is good, but it is very dark on some elements. We're like, oh shit, the comedy is really there. Is it there? Does it work? Not all the time, but I understand it. The main character also can get annoying with his angry outbursts, as well as alcoholism, as well as just some of his. He wants to be a leader, but he's a dick at the same time. Where like your intentions are trying to be good. We understand you have a lot of shit going on in your head and a lot of stuff in your background, but just calm down. Even though I hate that, like, don't tell me to calm down. You're like, just it's okay. Things will be okay. Just look what's in front of you and figure out what you need to do with your life. Instead of he's focusing on the wrong stuff, and that's supposed to be in the script, but it kind of gets annoying when he keeps doing it over and over and over and over again. But like I said, it is a good premise, good writing, good acting as a whole. Even though I don't like some of the writing, it is still good writing for what he's going for. It's just my personal preference of me not liking the character. And I think that's good because the audience is not supposed to like the character. So we'll keep it at that. And like I said, for the mystery element, there were a couple elements where, like, oh, I think actually he's the killer, or I think actually he's the killer, or I think that wolf is actually the killer. And you go back and forth, and you're pleasantly surprised with the ending. But then when you think about what was happening to get there, it was like the unrealism really shines at that point. So the Wolf at Snow Hollow will receive a 3.5 out of 5 with Futon because that's 70%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. The critics an 89% with 66 of them, and the audience score is 74% with 272 in here's critic consensus. The Wolf of Snow Hollow trends somewhat unsteadily, between horror and comedy. Very true. But writer-director-star Jim Cummings' unique sensibility makes it for an oddly haunting hybrid. And I'll say one thing about these type of movies. I do enjoy hybrid movies because that's what I think is more fun because this is more unique. And just like other songs coming out, and everyone is just so used to the same old over and over and over and over and over again, where when someone sees something new or unique, they automatically just turn it off and be like, nah, fam, I don't want to deal with that because they don't want to deal with something new in their life. So I do enjoy the new elements of this movie. Will I buy it? Probably on a DVD for sure. But yeah, do you agree with my 70, the 89, or the 74? Cheese out the Boo Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One thing, Futopia. You Bootonians, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace and love. Peace and love. Let's get through this year. Because honestly, was it as bad as you think it is? It's not the worst year for me, to be honest.